Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. It is tax season crunch time now, and it is time to talk about extensions. So the tax return deadlines are the same every year. They change a little bit if they fall on the weekend. But partnerships and S corporations are due a full month before your personal return. They're due March 15th. And that is because they have to pass through some of their income or losses through to their shareholders or partners. So they need to get those done in advance so that the personal returns can be done on time. So the personal returns, C corporations, estates, and trusts, those are all due April 15th, and then nonprofits are due in May. There's some reasons you might want to file an extension or need to file an extension if you're not able to complete your tax return by the deadline. Maybe you're waiting for some final information, a K-1 from another entity, final brokerage statement. Maybe there have been some tax law changes and you're waiting for the IRS or a state to provide some guidance on how to treat an issue on your return. And maybe you just need more time to complete your financials or to complete some research to complete your return accurately. That's what extensions are for. So extensions for S corporation and partnership returns are pretty easy. There's just a one-page extension that can be filed electronically or filed by paper. It's really, really important to file that though. If you're a current Abella Tax Services client, we have already filed corporate extensions and partnership extensions because the penalty is over $200 per shareholder or partner per month that the return is late. And that adds up very, very quickly. So we file those proactively early just to make sure that those penalties don't accrue. It's often missed because those tax returns don't generally have a tax balance due. So it seems strange, I know, to have a penalty on a filing that does not have a balance due. The personal tax return is also a one-page extension form that can either be e-filed or mailed in. But also, if you just make an extension payment online at irs.gov, that qualifies as an extension as well. The penalties on a personal return, if you don't file an extension, are based on the balance due of the tax return. So if you are not going to owe, the IRS doesn't really care if you file the extension or not, but it's always better to file it than to potentially have a penalty. So the penalty is 5% of the balance due for every month that it is late, up to 25%. And the minimum is $435 if the return is more than 60 days late. The IRS also is required to charge interest, which is currently about 7%. So now that you've filed an extension, how long do you have? If you are an ATS client, please know that you need to have everything done by August 31st. Despite the fact that the deadlines are later, we need to have all of your information in. We need to have had your wrap meeting by August 31st in order to continue working with you. If you're not an ATS client, you may want to know that S corporation and partnership returns are due September 15th. Extended estates and trusts are due September 30th, and personal returns, C corporations, are due October 15th. If you are a client and you are still waiting for a K-1 or something past August 31st, that's fine. We just need to have everything else complete and be ready to just drop in that number. We work proactively with our clients. We want to be planning on the current year, and we can't do that if you're waiting until October to complete the prior year's tax filing. So are there downsides to filing an extension? Not really. It's a myth that your audit risk increases when you file an extension. Completely a myth. So the only downside really is that you still need to gather enough information to calculate an estimated balance due so that you can pay your tax on time. It's still due even though the filing is not. That's the only downside that I can come up with. So your next steps. If you are an active client, you're on one of our monthly success plans, like I said, we have already filed your corporate or partnership extension, your 1040 extension. If you are not already on the calendar, if you have not gotten your documents in, we will file that extension for you, but please get in everything that you can as soon as you can so that we can estimate that tax bill for you. If you are not a client, file Form 7004 for your entities by the 15th of March, which is 2 days from the day of recording. If you're extending your personal return, file Form 4868, or just make that extension payment on irs.gov. It's an easy way to file an extension. If there are any questions, anything that we can try to demystify for you next, please let us know, and have a wonderful week. Bye.